Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Anime Podcast Show. This is episode 4, people. Let's see what's been happening during the week or a month. But whatever. Let's get started, y'all. Let's get started with the first segment of the show. It's one of the funniest shows. I would call it's the word of isekai. And the show I am talking about is Konosuba. Konosuba is a Japanese light novel. The series follows Kazuma Sato, a boy who's sent to a fantasy world with MMORPG elements following his death. In his party, a useless goddess named Aqua, an arch-wizard named Megumin, and a crusader named Darkness. They have to be a devil king throughout the story. I would say it's one of the best anime series I've ever seen in an anime format because it's a comedy series, but I love the character development in the story between Kazuma, Aqua, Megumin, and Darkness. Well, of course, if you guys know or didn't know that the story is already been done, or not with the final volume, volume 17, it contains information of a possible development for a teaser of an after story. Who knows if they're gonna do it or maybe they won't do it. Well, who the hell knows? Due to the success of the novel, it's very popular. It made a manga series, it made 2 seasons of the anime, also it made a movie. Us fans of Konosuba, we want a 3rd season of Konosuba. Please make it. It's a great freaking show. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. It's one of the funniest shows you've ever seen. If you want to watch it in the Japanese or you want to watch it dub, I can't force you, but go watch it. It's so hilarious. You guys will laugh your butts off. Konosuba streamed on Crunchyroll in 2016 and 17 for the first 2 seasons. Also, they streamed the movie as well back in 2020. The English dub came out on Crunchyroll in 2019 and 2020, and finally they released the English dub for the movie earlier in 2021. Also, the Konosuba characters appeared in a crossover anime series called Isekai Quartet. And also, this show features the characters from Re:Zero, Overlord, Shield Hero, and also Saga of Tanya. I wish they aired the show on television for the English side, like in the US, UK, Australia, and Canada. It would be so awesome if they air it. And us fans want to see it on the small screen like Japan did. That'd be so cool to see that happen. Well, in the future it will, but maybe it won't happen in the future. Who knows? What was my interest of watching the Konosuba series? Well, here's how it happened. Well, I was right in the middle of another series I was watching called Food Wars. And I was taking a break from the first 2 seasons and I was curious about are there any anime comedy series? And then I was looking down the list and it said Konosuba. And I was like, alright, what is Konosuba? And then I was looking at the list and looking at the characters. And I was like, wow, this is an interesting show. And I've never heard an isekai series before. And then I was curious saying, do they have an English dub? And they do have an English dub. And I was looking at the cast list, so I was like, okay, never heard of them. But yes, back then, I know the English cast like 10%. I know who they are. But after a year watching the series, I know everyone who worked on that show. But I'm going to be talking about future isekai shows in the future. Well, who knows? And that was the reason why I got into Konosuba, and I really enjoyed that show. And I'm just like, what in the hell is these characters are up to? I'm just like, what the frick just happened? I just like, nah, fam, this is really interesting. Really funny, great characters we got. And also the way they told it in an anime format, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I cross my fingers if they will make a 3rd season, hopefully. And also, hopefully, they will do a future Konosuba story, like what I mentioned before, earlier. Well, hopefully in the near future. Cross my fingers. So that is Konosuba, y'all. Now let's move on to the next segment of the show. The next segment is Topic of the Week. So what is this episode's Topic of the Week? Well, the last time I talked about this was about anime music. It was anime openings. Now, for this episode is what is my favorite anime endings? So let's take a look at my top 10 list of songs I've listened to for the anime endings. At number 10 has to go to Naruto Shippuden, You Can Do It. This song was used in episodes 180 to 192 in the Shippuden season. In the ending, you can see Naruto and other characters from the series training with each other. When you see in the video, you see Naruto, Rock Lee, Neji, Tenten, and Konohamaru training with each other. And I would say when you watch it, and also when you listen to it, it feels like they're training for the Ninja War, I think? Or maybe some like a bigger threat coming up in the later season of Shippuden or later arcs. With 180 to 192, if you guys don't remember this arc is called Past Arc. When I say it's a past arc means it's a flashback episodes from 176 to 196. It's very crazy. Over 20 episodes and showing the flashback of the characters we know from the original series and the Shippuden series. So with this arc, they are talking about expanding the characters and the stuff we never seen from the original Naruto run. So if you're thinking about what I'm talking about I'm talking about the original Naruto series that was airing first before Shippuden came out. With this arc, the past arc I'm talking about is they expanding the story that never been told in a Naruto show. And also the characters we know and love from the original and the Shippuden series, and also the current Boruto episodes, we see them like never seen before. And now we see them on screen like more ninja training and more battles and also more missions that we never got seen in the original Naruto series. And like I said, well, I didn't mention it, but this arc is a filler arc storyline. And the reason why it's filler because there's a lot of this is an original material that they come up with when they were working on the Shippuden series when the manga was still working on back in the day. Well, I think back in the day when the manga was out, I think they were like in their final stages of the manga, but I don't know. That's what I can't remember. So, but this is the number 10 of my list about Naruto Shippuden with the song You Can Do It. I don't know if it made sense or not, but yeah, that is my thoughts about it. Number 9 in the list, I have to give this to Carolyn Tuesday, Not Afraid. Not Afraid. What I could say about this song? Well, this song means I start over. What I mean to start over is Angela, the character in the show, she was going through some things from her life from becoming a child actress to become a singer. This song has levels of foreshadowing Angela's heart rate from her AI robot that was made by Tao, the person who made a copy of Angela. And also destroying living it as a shattered mess, as not becoming the artist that she wants to be. While the lyrics could be directed to an ex-Angela's life has always revolved around her mother, well, we all know that who made her become a child actress, but having grown away too fast, Angela finally realized how toxic her mother was, forcing her to be what she couldn't do, and started to trust someone else. So she tried her best for everything else for her life, but the mother just like, nope, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. I'm not letting you go anywhere on your own, and yeah. So I think she's just forcing her to do what she wants to do, but she refused. So I think that's what this song is meant to be for Not Afraid. So that is number 9 from Carolyn Tuesday. Now let's move on to number 8. Number 8 in that list has to go to Misfit Demon King Academy, Harumi Shimano. It's a track for the ending song for the first season of Misfit of Demon King Academy. This song was only used for the first season of Misfit. If you guys don't know about this show, I can tell you a little bit about it. Anos Vertigo is a 2,000-year-old demon king, but then he got reincarnated after. And now he is an enrolled student in the Demon King Academy. And also, we met so many incredible characters throughout this series. And as I mentioned of the announcements, that a second season is coming. So I'm hell excited about it. But I can talk about Misfit in the near future for the what anime shows I can talk about during the COVID pandemic. And that will be the first statement. Now let's move on to number 7. Speaking of the next show, you know what show I'm talking about, and I already talked about it in the first segment already. And I'm talking about Konosuba. The number 7 song from Konosuba is Chesena Bokensha. This song is the ending song of the first season of Konosuba, and sang from the voice actors from Aqua, Megumin, and Darkness. Wow, I didn't know they can sing. I actually enjoy listening to this song. It's very interesting to see the characters from the series and be themselves. If you were watching the ending in every episode from the first season, and we see those incredible characters like them, including Kazuma as well. But sometimes Kazuma is such an idiot. Like I want to mention is that this ending is so peaceful, unlike the show. But I mean, like, we've seen like a lot of comedy moments throughout the show, and also seeing Kazuma, Megumi, and Aqua Darkness and doing that thing throughout the show. But I would love to see more of them if we get a third season and get announced. Well, I'll cross my fingers if we get it. Including with the ending of the Konosuba season, it feels so nostalgic it's such one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard in an anime ending that I never heard before. But still, Konosuba is like one of the coolest and funniest and comediest show you ever seen. So this is why I love Konosuba so much. But let's move on to the next I'm talking about is Shield Hero. The 6th song I am talking about is from Shield Hero, is Kimi no Nemi. This song is the first ending of the Shield Hero series from the first season. This is the beginning of a true relationship between Naofumi and Raphtalia in the first half of the series. She changed a lot throughout the series because her life was changed after she met Naofumi. I would say Raphtalia is the best girl. Like, I know what the fandom says. That's what they says about her and also her character development in the show. But I really, really enjoy that song. And when I was listening to the song, I feel about to cry because it's one of the... can't explain this, but it's the most cheerful, joyful song, and see what she was going through from her life before she met Naofumi. As we know from the show so far, we know about Raphtalia's past, and also she lost all hope because of during the events of the first wave's catastrophe, she lost her parents and she doesn't know what to do. Also, we saw what Naofumi was going through as well throughout the first 2 episodes of the show, that the royalty just blame him for nothing because of what he did to the princess. But then right after episode 3, the characters changed a bit. And now Raphtalia is part of Naofumi's side. And she is going to stand by his side for the entire story. So I cannot wait what they're going to bring to the 2nd season and the 3rd season coming up very soon. That's all I got to say about Shield Hero. Now let's move on to number 5. For number 5, I have to give this to Sword Art Online Shirishi. This is the 3rd song and final song of the 2nd season of Sword Art Online. It was used for episodes 18 to 24, and it's one of the saddest moments and saddest arcs in the series, because this arc is called Mother Rosario. Let me tell you a little bit about that arc. It's about a mystery person nicknamed Zekond, appears offering an unheard of 11-hit combo to whoever can beat the person. And we didn't know who took that challenge, and that was Asuna, until she found out that it was a girl, and her name is Yuki. So she needs Asuna's help in many different ways until she's in a rough condition. So Yuki has to use the Mediki Board. That means she can log on to ALL to connect with people in the game until her condition is getting worse and worse. Until she passed on. It's a great arc, seeing a story that I've never seen in an anime format before. I really love that character development for Yuki, and also seeing what she can do as a person. That is Sword Art Online. Now let's move on to number 4. Number 4, I have to give this to Re:Zero. The song I chose from Re:Zero is called Memento. What does this song mean? Well, I would say this is the first ending for the second season of Re:Zero. This song was used for episodes 3 to 16. Wow, that's a lot of episodes. But yeah. Well, we all know what happened in the show, because I already talked about it in the last episode about the arc itself. I could say one thing about the song. Because of, we all know that Rem is asleep and she lost her memories. And I think the other characters we know, not like Subaru, but I mean like Emilia, Ram, Roswell, they don't know about Rem. The Rem we know from the show, from the first season. Also, I would like to point it out is that this season, though, is focusing on Emilia. And it's focusing her backstory because she don't want to focus her past. Nothing else I can say about Re:Zero? Maybe not. But this is the end of number 4. Now let's move on to number 3. And number 3 I am talking about is 7 Deadly Sins. And the song I chose is Regeneration. Regeneration is the first ending of the 3rd season of 7 Deadly Sins. It's the beginning coming to an end for Meliodas and the other characters to prepare for the worst in the show. Because in the show, we all know that Meliodas and Elizabeth know each other. I think they knew each other for 10,000 years, 3,000 years, I don't even damn know. And now it's revealed that it's a curse. Why I say it's a curse? Because if Elizabeth know Meliodas from her past, after 3 days, she's dead. When you listen to the song, the lyrics got so deep because of the characters that were going through in the show. And also when you listen to the song as well, you can feel you're gonna cry because of like I said, the lyrics and the song itself. It's really, really, really good. And also that song sang by Elizabeth's Japanese voice actor. That's crazy, and I didn't know about that. And yeah, that is 7 Deadly Sins. Now let's move on to number 2. I really, 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 really want to talk about this. And I'm talking about is Komeko's theme song from So I'm a Spider, So What? I just can't believe I'm talking about this, but this song is called Do Your Best, Komeko's theme. I mostly recently loved this freaking show, So I'm a Spider, So What? I absolutely love Komeko's development, her character development. I really love it with her comedy style and drama throughout the show. I can't even fucking handle this show. She's cute and so freaking hilarious. Also, I want to add this, but she has like a reference of a freaking, I can't say it, but she's kind of freaking Deadpool in her own way. I'm ending like this. I got no words to say about Komeko. She's the funniest. And I was listening to the track. I'm just like, oh my gosh, she just surviving her own way and then just doing her own shit. Killing all the monsters and also her own power. I'm just like, why the hell you're doing that? I just can't handle for some Spider. So what? If you guys haven't seen that show, go freaking watch it. It's hilarious. Oh god. we gotta move on. We gotta freaking move on. But there's number one spot I have to give this to. Number one, I have to give this to Inuyasha. But this Inuyasha track I want to talk about is Every Heart. What can I say about Every Heart? I chose this song because if you are fans of Inuyasha, they know this song. It does feel nostalgic for fans who grew up watching this series, and when it was originally aired on Adult Swim back in the early 2000s. I know people love this song, and I know it's one of the best songs ever for Inuyasha, and I can agree with that. But when you listen to the song, though, you feel like you want to cry. I don't know why. There's most of anime shows, they have a lot of sadness songs. I don't know why. Maybe the theme of the season or the arc or something. I don't know. I think that's what that song for Every Heart is. So this is the list of my anime favorite songs, and the songs I've chose for the openings and the endings. And we're gonna move on to the next segment. And this is the brand new segment of our show. And the new segment I just called it is Remembering Your Childhood Watching Anime. And that means is if you're a fan of watching anime from your childhood, and also how did you start watching anime? So I got a lot of stories I can share if I can. So people want to know is, what was your first anime show you grew up watching? Well, for me, but I know most of the people grew up like Pokemon, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z. But for me, my first anime show was Digimon Digital Monsters. So here's how it began for me as a fan of anime. My story begins in the year of 2003. At the age of 3, I went to the shops one day. Well, back in the day, VHS tapes were still a thing back in Australia. If you guys don't know about that, do research. But, well, some of you weren't born around that time, but yeah. But at that time, anime shows was in VHS tapes. I saw it. Also including shows were airing on TV at the time on Cheese TV and Toasted TV years later in 2005. Not only Digimon was on VHS tapes, I saw shows such as Beyblade, Pokemon, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Crash Gear Turbo, and many more. So one day, I rented a VHS tape from the first volume of Digimon Season 1. In VHS tapes, you only have 3 episodes or 4 episodes per tape. I watched it, I loved it, and that's when I fell in love watching anime. And I actually want my own copy of the series. At that time, they only released like 3 volumes on DVD. I don't even remember. But the only thing I own for Digimon is Digimon the movie. From now to the present day, I'm actually still love the film, and also stuff that I didn't know about the film when they were working on the film. And then I found out, like, saying the film had 3 theatrical films from Japan. Well, they're like short films, but to make one big theatrical film for the English side. In 2005, every Saturday morning, Toasted TV, anime is popping on TV. The show I was watching at the time from 8 a.m. is Digimon Frontier. I'm still trying to remember how many episodes they aired at the time. I remember, I think it was only the first 23 episode reruns. I don't even remember at the time. But every weekend, when it was on the air, I got my Digivice on my hand and watching the series at the same time and pretending as the characters in the show. Then in 2012, at that time, I lost interest in anime. I can talk about that in the near future. Madman announced that Digimon is going to be releasing on the first time on DVD, starting with the first season to the 5th season, then later on with the box set years later. I want to pre-order the first season because that's the season I grew up with. But one day, I came home from school, I was looking at my desk, and I see the first volume of Digimon Season 1. And the first volume it was only like 27 episodes already. And I still couldn't believe I had it. And I was like, okay, I gotta wait for the second volume to come out. And when the second volume came out, I was still loving it. Then 2 years later, in 2014, well, back then I didn't know that Toei was the company who made Digimon, Dragon Ball, One Piece, and later on in the near future, the show I'm going to get into is Sailor Moon. Toei announces about the 15th anniversary of Digimon is coming for a new anime story, and it's called Digimon Adventure Try. After that announcement from Japan, I said to myself I'll wait for the English dub for the first movie, and then that's when I'll come back to watch anime again. But then until 2016, they announced that the dub is already about to be releasing from the States. And I was so excited, and I was like, I'll wait when it comes on DVD in Australia. Then 1 year later, in May of 2017, I was at school. I was a senior at the time, in year 11. I was in my library one day, finishing up some homework. Then I was looking on YouTube, finding something, and all of a sudden, until I found this. I found the full English dub movie of Digimon Adventure Try, and it was called Reunion. And watching the film, it feels so nostalgic hearing the original English dub cast from the series and hearing them again. Then Madman announced that the DVD is coming on August 27th to Australia, and I was so happy. Got myself a copy of it. That's the end of my story. I will share more plenty of anime stories in the near future. Well, this is the wrap up of my episode. Suggest me in the comments what shows you want me to talk about or topic I can talk about. Thanks for listening or watching. If you guys haven't subscribed, please do so. Stay safe, y'all, and see you guys on the next episode of Anime Podcast Show. And catch you later, and peace.